This is Maha. She's an Arabian oryx, a special type of antelope that lives in the desert. The long, majestic horns of her ancestors are thought to have inspired legends of the unicorn. Maha's ancestors were widespread across the Arabian Peninsula. They moved constantly in search of water and food, from the shores of the Persian Gulf to the mountains of Syria. Every day they had to endure 40-degree heat and the extreme dryness of the Arabian desert. Now Maha is preparing to make a similar journey with the rest of her herd. Her body and behavior will help her stay alive as she crosses the scorching terrain. Her brilliant white coat is perfect for reflecting the sun's hot rays. Her horns are great for digging pits in the ground, exposing cooler sand underneath the surface on which she can rest. But most impressively, Maha's brain has a built-in cooling system. The blood vessels in her head carry heat away from the brain. This system allows her to keep functioning at temperatures that would kill any other mammal. What's more, she can go for 9 months without drinking, just by eating plants like this Stipagrostis. Not even camels can compete with the oryx for sheer endurance. Why can Maha survive where other species cannot? The answer is evolution. The ancestors of today's oryx lived in East Africa. They looked a bit like modern antelope, and they were suited for life in hills and grasslands, not deserts. Then the environment they lived in changed. It became warmer and drier, and these animals had to change as well, or die out. The major process that drives this change is evolution by natural selection. Suppose you have a population of animals with brown coats, like these ancestral oryxes. The oryxes mate with each other and produce babies, who make up the next generation. Now suppose one of those babies has a mutation that gives it a white coat. That individual's coat is better at reflecting the sun's rays than the brown coats of its parents. This gives it an advantage. It is more likely to survive in the hot Arabian desert. That in turn means it is more likely to reproduce as an adult and pass its DNA to its own offspring. DNA is made up of genes, and certain genes produce certain traits. So, if a white-coated oryx can pass its genes onto the next generation, they too can have white coats. Over many generations, white-coated oryxes became more common, and brown-coated oryxes less common. Today, Maha's white coat gives her the same advantage. It increases her chances of surviving, reproducing, and passing her DNA to the next generation. In the long term, advantageous traits become more common and harmful traits disappear from a population, which gradually changes its genetic makeup. Over time, the population gets better adapted to the environment it lives in. That is evolution in action. It will continue long into the future, shaping Maha's descendants as they keep roaming and the world keeps shifting.